find yourself in the wrong place at the wrong time. If only you were in the right place at the right time, you would get everything you ever wanted. I'm Johnny Dolphin. I'm just a simple intergalactic tycoon with the same question as any being. How can I ascend to a higher dimension? The answer? My newest innovation. Biosphere X. My Biosphere product line is based on the most fundamental science money can buy, astrology. For millennia, the locations of the stars have determined the lives of human beings. Only now does the technology exist to move ourselves into the proper astrological alignment to transcend human being. Call the number on the screen right now. We have trained operators who are standing by and ready to find you, your place in the world to come. Biosphere X, where human beings can transcend human beings.
Oh my god, Johnny, I'm so glad I caught you. Oh my gosh, because yes, I got it. Okay, so I just got authorization to raise the offer to 1 million quatlus. Yes, so this would include any rights to any footage from the planet and then complete destruction of, complete destruction of the planet. You know, I'm not familiar with popes. Do they shit in the woods? Is that a thing? Okay. Oh my gosh. Such a pleasure doing business with you.
Hello! I'm Fluval, Grand Trivia Master of the Grand Aquarium Empire, and this is Radio Free Multiverse.
Yes! This is Radio Free Multiverse. Oh my gosh. The only show in any dimension entirely devoted to the destruction, torture, and humiliation of human beings. And today I'm so excited, Fluval, because we are visiting Biosphere X. That's right, it's Biosphere X, a breakthrough in the field of astrological co-evolutionary development.
I mean, like, what's so special about a physical location, though?
Well, you see, what's so special about this location, it's exactly the location, Fluval. What's great about this planet is that, you know, humans, they're so bogged down by the rampant influence of the planets, you know, because gravity and all that. So Johnny Dolphin developed a solution by literally moving to a better place where the planets actually do better things for these humans.
But who are these people to dare try to become higher dimensional beings? I mean,
these people who try and become, well, see, that's just the thing. They just want to ascend to a higher dimension and, you know, achieve infinity or something. I don't know. I couldn't afford tickets.
I hate this. How dare they encroach on our territory? I'm a Grand Aquarium Empire. No, I'm not the Grand Aquarium Empire. I'm the Grand Trivia Master of the Grand Aquarium Empire. I am decanted from the waters of the boundless fish tank, the source of all aquatic life, Grand Emperor Aquion. How dare some lowly third-dimensional being, pretender, try to rival me, Fluval, Grand Trivia Master of the Grand Aquarium Empire. I gotta calm myself down with some trivia.
Okay, that's probably a good idea. Everyone, join the Kahoot.
Join the Kahoot right now using pin code 9527989.
9527989. And while we wait for players, what I'm super excited to do, Fluval, is I'm gonna share with everyone a Zodiac Story, story of the astrological constellations that are causing so much pain and anguish and some question of higher dimensional ascension to these humans. So this is the story of this totally rad chick named Artemis and her shitty, gross-ass, jealous-ass brother Apollo. So Artemis was like this super badass hunter, right? She would just like kill anything that moved, and she would just fuck around in the forest with all her ladies who were also really great at killing things. And then one day, she met this guy Orion. And Orion was just as good at killing things as she was. Aww. And she was really good at killing things. And so they were like BFFs. But then Apollo, oh hi wise guy, Apollo was Artemis's twin. That means they were decanted at the same time, Fluval.
I mean, that doesn't seem so special. I would...
You know, I mean, well, that was important to him. In fact, it was so important to him that he sent a giant scorpion after Orion. And killed him. And his sister was so mad that they turned him into giant balls of gas.
Oh, you love to see it. You love to see lowly third-dimensional beings turned into giant balls of gas. They're already filled with hot air, so it's a fitting fate for these pathetic little creatures.
Oh my gosh, fantastic. We have 2 players. Welcome, Blargle.
Welcome, Wise Guy.
Why don't we get to the trivia?
Okay, here we go with the Kahoot.
It'll be a versus, a head versus head. Oh my gosh.
And obviously, feel free to join mid-game if you want to play and compete in feats of trivia against your fellow lowly third-dimensional beings. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Question 1. Star Trek Starfleet is headquartered in what city? Washington, D.C., New York City, San Francisco, California, or Pickle Scott, United Kingdom? 3 players. 2 of you got it correct. It is, in fact, San Francisco. And Fluval's fact fractal is that Starfleet headquarters is specifically located in the former military base known as the Presidio, which, ironically enough, is also where a Lucasfilm is located, the creator of Star Wars.
Oh my gosh, I love wars.
War never changes, and I, for one, think that's phenomenal. But let's look at the scoreboard. What do we got? Let's see. In first place is Blargle. In second place is Dumb Guy. And ironically, in last place is Wise Guy. As we move on to the next question. I said, as we move on to the next question, Kiesel. Question 2. And this is a multi-select. Which of these songs were included on the golden records the Voyager probes carried to tell aliens about humanity? Is that Johnny Be Good by Chuck Berry, Aliens Exist by Blink-182, Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles, or Whale Song by Literal Whales? 3 of these. God. 2 of these were carried out into outer space. 2 of these were not. Lock in your answers now. Oh,
honestly.
So, 2 of you got it correct. 1 of you got it wrong. It is Johnny Be Good by Chuck Berry and Whale Songs by Literal Whales. NASA wanted to include the Beatles' Here Comes the Sun, and the Beatles loved the idea, but their record label wanted more money than NASA could afford. In 2015, NASA put the contents of the record up on SoundCloud, and regular players of Grand Trivia will remember that also included were just filthy, disgusting images of third-dimensional beings consuming matter.
Gross. Absolutely disgusting.
Let's look at that scoreboard now. Blargle has fallen into third place as Dumb Guy and Wise Guy climb up that leaderboard.
Wow.
In first and second. Let's go on to question 3. Which of these is not a name for Wonder Woman's home, where Amazons live in harmony without any men?
I hate harmony.
What did you say?
I hate harmony.
I hate harmony too.
I hate men.
Much like in the
and everyone else.
Much like in the chat app wars, I prefer Discord. And all 3 of you got it correct. It was in fact Herland. Herland was a story written by Charlotte Perkins Gilman about an island where women live without men and reproduce asexually via parthenogenesis, which is so much better.
It's so much better. Oh my god.
The Amazons, on the other hand, are sadly not asexual, as alluded to in 2017's Wonder Woman and the comics. The comics have variously suggested that they reproduce with and then kill male sailors that they come across.
That's a good idea.
And the film is just like, well, they're all immortal. Why do they have to reproduce? You got a good amount of Amazons and they're never going to die, so it's all set.
Never dying is nice, but I hate when third-dimensional beings do it. Honestly, posers.
Let's check out those scoreboards.
Wow, dumb guy.
Dumb guy has the streak with 3 correct answers in a row. As we move on to next question. Question 4. The word utopia comes from a Greek word which translates as no place. Who coined this word? Was that Gene Roddenberry, creator of Star Trek, which first aired in 1966 and featured a futuristic society free of war and poverty? Oh. Thomas More, who wrote the book Utopia, which featured a communist slave state that used gold for their chamber pots? Or Plato, who wrote the dialogue Republic, which ponders the meaning of justice and imagines a society ruled by philosopher kings? Or Euripides? Oh, no one got it correct. It was, in fact, Sir Thomas More. His book's full title was Truly a Golden Little Book, no less beneficial than entertaining, of a republic's best state and of the new island Utopia. Which just didn't have a good rhyme to it. So it just got shortened down to Utopia. When Sir Thomas More was executed for his opposition to Henry VIII, he argued his beard was completely innocent of any crime and did not deserve to be punished.
It did.
And therefore, he was allowed to position it so his beard was out of the way of the executioner's axe.
That was when I went back in time and punished the beard.
Oh, yeah,
before his head lost consciousness.
We saw through his ridiculous nonsense.
Right? Oh my gosh. Like, beards are not guilty.
And now question 5, the last question in part 1 of this trivia. The world state is the false utopian society in Aldous Huxley's book, Ape and Essence, Brave New World, Those Barren Leaves, or 50 Shades of Grey. Which of these books by Aldous Huxley introduced the world to the world state? One of you hasn't answered yet. It was not 50 Shades of Grey. 2 of you got it correct. It was, in fact, Brave New World. The world state. The world state's motto was community, identity, and stability. Yeah. And Brave New World was written in 1931, but published in 1932. Let's check out the leaderboard. Who got it wrong? Oh, Wise Guy proved to be not so wise, but Blargle is now in second place. And as I alluded to, that is the end of part 1 of our trivia. Part 2 is later in the show. Still to come.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm super excited for this segment of the show, Fluval. You know why?
Why?
Because before we started, I sent our special correspondent, Arthur from NASA, down to the planet. And now we're going to check in with him and see how things are going. Arthur!
Hello, Arthur! Hello, Arthur!
Christy, everything here is not what it seems.
Oh my God, tell me about it.
So
give us the scoop.
The scoop? Everyone here thinks that they're on some kind of utopian biosphere, but everything's breaking down. I was trying to find some sort of structure or system by which everything just continues to function properly, and each and every one of them is failing. The people here don't seem to understand that.
That's good news. I'm glad to hear it. Thank you for bringing such a positive spin to these events, Arthur.
Right? So everything's failing. Things are breaking down. What can the viewers at home expect to see?
I mean, unless we help them, and we should help them, the oxygen levels here are severely depleted. I mean, so there are too many people on this planet, and their carbon dioxide, overpopulation is causing overproduction of carbon dioxide. And
greenhouse? Are we going to get, like, some climate change?
We're already seeing climate change. I mean, this planet has microclimates, and they're all interacting with each other far too much. Like
astrological co-evolutionary development, yeah. So too much interaction. What does that look like? Are we getting like plants warring each other? Oh my gosh. Are we getting like a battle of the 5 armies situation, but it's all just different ecosystems?
It's more like lions are just destroying all of every other animal kingdom, and goats, rams really are destroying all of the plant ecosystems. Like they're just over.
We should probably get those lions in there, right? That sounds like it might get balanced. I don't know how much fun that will be for the viewers at home, Arthur. I don't know how much fun that's going to be. But
what if we arm some of the herbivores? What if we send ray guns down to some of the herbivores so they can take out the lions from a distance? Would that help?
Like a ram-mounted cannon?
Yeah. I mean, the horns already do the pointing for them. They're used to aiming.
Oh my gosh, Arthur, what do you think? Oh my gosh. You're from NASA. You know smart things.
So the scientific process of modifying an ecosystem is possible if just the people here would take it seriously. Like, if anyone on this planet would curtail these rising animal, populations.
Okay, but they're still not, right?
Please tell me they're not.
They keep dismissing everything I'm saying. They're like, oh, that's just Leos. No, they're lions. They're not born in a month that would make them a Leo on an astrological chart. They are literally lions, and they are destroying things.
So you're saying none of the Leos are I'm sorry, none of the lions are Leos. All the lions are other signs.
I mean, statistically speaking, I'm sure some of them are Leos, but that's not the point.
But see, Johnny Dolphin promises ascension for all third-dimensional beings there, so it really doesn't matter what month they were born in, right? Because they're at the perfect location astrologically.
I've received reports of widespread fatigue, confusion, shortness of breath, dizziness, fainting spells, random senses of euphoria, and a blue tinge to the extremity. Some traditional scientists claim that this is because we overbooked our little planet. They'll tell you that there just isn't enough oxygen to support our many citizens. This junk science couldn't be further from the truth. Your symptoms prove that you are ascending to a higher dimension. Confusion? Why, that's just you moving out of vibration with stodgy, old, third-dimensional reality. Fainting spells? Those are just your consciousness breaking free of the confines of your physical body. Why shouldn't it? The blue tinge to your lips and your fingertips? That is the clearest sign of your ascension. Blue has one of the highest electromagnetic vibrations on the visible spectrum. This change is only possible because Biosphere X is in a prime astrological location. I know that change can be frightening, but I assure you, nothing you're experiencing is in any way dangerous for your health, nor is it a reason to stop any of your important work in our communities of achievement. Remember, your choices brought you here, Biosphere X, where human beings can transcend human being. I don't know how he's doing that. I don't like that he's taken over our signal. Arthur, can you hear us? Can you hear us, Arthur?
Can you hear us?
Everything you're experiencing is bad for your health here. Who is this? Is this
that was Johnny Dolphin, the creator of Biosphere X, who's also the founder and CEO of Quixotic Ventures.
So he's responsible for this. He's the one in charge.
I mean, ultimately, aren't they all in charge of themselves?
Right. In fact, oh my gosh, Fluval,
and ultimately, Aquion is really the one in charge of everything, Grand Emperor.
This is true, but speaking of Aquion...
Yeah.
I also booked a super special interview.
Oh yeah, we get to hear...
For this show. Guess what? Guess who we have?
Who do we have?
That's right! It's a resident of Biosphere X! Oh my gosh, welcome, resident!
Resident, it seems as though there's some It seems as though your microphone is muted.
Oh my I'm so sorry. Hi, it's so good to see you.
Oh my gosh, welcome, resident of Biosphere X. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what brought you to this technological breakthrough.
Well, so my daddy has stakes in Quixotic Adventures, and I have been following self-enhancement and ascension, and just being able to shift and do all these sorts of things for a really long time. And so I was really interested in this opportunity to have a once in a lifetime self-attuned treatment where I can experience things that will help me ascend faster, and in a place that's in the perfect astrological location as well. So like it's been really amazing. I can feel my body and my soul like detaching from each other. It's amazing.
Mix, that is oxygen deprivation. You are suffering from a downside of overproduction of CO2. This is not a good thing.
I mean, I think it's a pretty great thing.
I think that you look fantastic. I think you look better than ever, Resident. Resident, tell me about what you're going through right now at Biosphere X so that you can ascend.
Right. So I opted for the silver package, which is like this time from it goes like bronze, silver, gold, platinum. And so I opted for the silver package, which means that like I'm not in the oxygen deprivation tank like 24 hours a day, but I am in it like at least 4. So I do get some like really good, because keep in mind all of the treatments are centered on your sign, and I of course am an Aquarius, which is an air sign. And air signs of course don't have to do as much physical labor because we're not as close to the earth. We don't have this far to ascend. So it's been great. Like I haven't had to run into too many earth signs, which like I will be honest, I did see one Taurus, and
oh my god,
it's just like I don't know. It feels icky, they're all gravelly. I don't know. Like their hands are all covered in dirt, working the mines all day. I can't.
I mean, I'll say all you third-dimensional beings feel pretty icky to me, and I know ick.
I know this like physical shell is so debilitating. I cannot wait to shed it. But, like, I can feel myself getting rid of the physical constraints of my body every day. Like, just the other day, I lost all feeling from the waist down, which I think is such good progress. I'm so excited.
My God.
Arthur, you seem very excited to hear this news.
Arthur?
That is a bad sign. Is there a medical unit on this planet? Because I haven't found a single.
Listen. We have self-wellness educators who are here to help, like, instruct you in your ascension and in your physical progress and help you along. I mean, I was really lacking in my personal coloration for a long time. Like, I wasn't meeting the colors that a proper Aquarius would, and that are optimal for ascension. And then I met with my teacher, and they were like, do some more oxygen deprivation tanks, like just even out your complexion. As you can see now, like my hands are so blue. I can tell that like everything I handle just becomes more spiritual and more enriched. It's wonderful.
You don't need to be oxygen deprived. You need to be oxygen enriched. The planet's CO2 scrubbers should be functioning, but I went looking for them, and I found a box labeled CO2 scrubbers, like the backup for this planet, and there was nothing in the box. It was just an empty box. Like there's no fail-safe for this planet. You
Arthur,
people here are gonna.
Arthur, are you sure that it wasn't you who was the empty box?
That's true. Yeah, so
that's a good point.
There are metaphysical tools that we use that are only available to like slightly more ascendant people. Like I am a 2nd level ascendant right now. It's gotten me it's taken me a very long time to get this far. It takes a lot of work. But maybe you just can't see stuff like that yet, It's okay, Arthur. There's a whole world out there that maybe you should think about, like, looking at from a different perspective. Like, there are things that modern science just can't explain.
Like magnets.
Yeah, how do they work?
Magnets. How do magnets work?
Magnets are explained by science.
Science boy.
Actually,
magnets affect the electromagnetic field, which is one of the fields that permeates our existence. It is documented in books.
Why is it there? Why?
Actually, I heard they're a miracle.
Oh, look, the science boy from the third dimensional backwater Earth's science is wrong.
Yep.
What could we have guessed?
Can you explain me, Arthur? Can you explain me?
No, you can't. But what you can explain is how much fun you're going to have in our second round of trivia.
Yes, that's right. Here it goes. Join, if you missed the first part, it's still anyone's game. We're only 5 questions in. You can join now by going to Kahoot.it or opening the Kahoot app and entering the room code 9527989.
Yeah.
We've gained a few viewers since last time, so we'll give you a few minutes to join. And also just want to welcome Bootlegged Bart, GMA184. Welcome to the show. Thank you for watching.
Oh my gosh, welcome. Resident, now that you are in your higher ascended state, I mean, you're like a second level ascendant.
Yeah, I'm like working on it, you know? I got my badge for ascendancy from my coach. Like for each, like there's these like worksheets that you have to complete for like the first 3 levels of ascendancy, and then after that it's all like metaphysical, because like at that point enough of your spiritual being will be detached from your physical body.
That sounds nice. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
isn't it such a great stretch?
Huh?
You know, you start to detach, you're like, stretching out. Ugh. Soul, mind, body, where soul meets body.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
I am one for respect of religions and belief systems, and you can practice what you want, but you still have to acknowledge that, like, you need trees, you need plants to survive.
You need trees, Arthur.
Trees.
You need trees.
Yeah, that's true. Like,
Also, there's trees directly behind you right now, Arthur. There's clearly trees.
These trees? You
Yes,
want to
those
talk about
trees.
these trees? I went into that forest right there to look at the ecosystem, and it turns out that the planet is overproducing a higher level of moisture, which is causing a rapid increase in insect populations. Those trees are mostly infected with termites. They're dying, which means they're not purifying the air. The air here is seriously becoming an actual...
You know, if the air is being a problem, I think it's time to move on to our trivia to make sure that we get it in before they all meet their maker, and I'm not talking about Johnny Dolphin. Here we go. Question 7. Which of these candidates did Wavy Gravy's artist commune, the Hog Farm, back for the presidency? Did they back Pegasus, a 145-pound pig? Nobody. A robot clown, or Johnny Dolphin, creator of Biosphere X?
Who would you vote for? Oh my gosh.
Well, of our 3 people, no one got it correct. The correct answer is nobody.
I would have voted for Pegasus.
I would have voted for a robot clown. It feels like they know what they're talking about, or not talking about. They know what they're doing, though. The Nobody for President campaign was to promote the none of the above choice on the presidential ballot with catchy slogans like, "Nobody's perfect," and "Nobody makes apple pie better than mom." Of course, both of these slogans are pure slander, because Grand Emperor Aquion is perfect and makes better apple pie than everyone's mom, including yours.
Much better.
Wow.
Pegasus, the 145-pound pig, was nominated by the Youth International Party in 1968 opposite Richard Nixon, Tricky Dick himself. They preferred Pegasus on the basis that if they couldn't have him in the White House, at least they could have him for breakfast.
Oh my god, that's so enlightened.
But also disgusting, because then they're consuming matter, not living off pure, unadulterated hatred, as I, a higher dimensional being, do.
And what you soon will.
What?
What you will soon do, resident. You will soon be a higher dimensional being and only consume hatred.
Not a
Well,
real
I
one,
haven't
though.
consumed matter in at least like at least 3 days.
Congratulations.
Oh my god.
Let's check out the scoreboard.
What?
No one got it correct. Here's our next question. Arthur, just keep holding it in there, Arthur. Which famous silverware brand began its life as a religious community? Oneida, New Star, Crate and Barrel, or Mansonware? Was one of these started its life as a utopian religious community. The others were just horrible companies from the very beginning. The correct answer is Oneida Limited. The Oneida community was founded in 1848 in Oneida, New York. And not only did they practice coitus Latin's hard.
They didn't have coitus.
They didn't have coitus.
They didn't have sex. They didn't have any
Yes,
sex.
Male sexual continence was a form of birth
sex.
control.
And they wanted to keep all the semen inside.
Yes, they also had general meetings
very
for the entire community
important to
to eliminate undesirable character
They
traits.
look like fish, you know? And fish are pretty cool. So
Fish are the dopest lowly third dimensional beings, IMO. But yeah, no one got that correct. So let's just move on to the next question because that leaderboard is stagnant right now. Which rock star spent 1972 and 1973 performing as the alien messiah Ziggy Stardust? Was that St. Vincent, Mick Jagger, David Bowie, or Jimi Hendrix? All of you got it correct. That was David Bowie. The Ziggy persona was an alien who came to Earth to use the power of rock and roll to offer hope to a humanity which only had 5 years left in existence. I don't like that hope thing.
The people on this planet have less than 5 years unless they can fix their ecosystem immediately.
I should have hoped so. The whole thing was advertised to help you ascend in 365 days or less.
Oh my god.
After that, the planet
promises, right?
It's true, and that's why there's no spaceships
Right.
on the surface of Biosphere X to flee.
There are no spaceships?
No.
What are the people here supposed to do?
See, because when you ascend, you can just do this. You can just move around wherever you want. And so then they'll be able to do the same thing, theoretically, if they could actually ascend to being a higher dimensional being. But obviously, they can't really do that. That would be silly.
Whoever's in charge of this planet should have prepared for a contingency. If something this wrong went, there should be lifeboats on a...
Oh my god, that's so silly. No, listen. Everyone ascends, and, you just stay here until you ascend, and then when you, it's one of those things where, you just wait to ascend.
But who should have planned for contingencies in their planned utopia? Is that Henry Ford in Fordlandia, Steve Jobs in I-Town, Walt Disney in Epcot, or Billy McFarland's Fireville? The spin-off of the highly successful Fire Festival when it's turned into a town, it's Fireville. No one got it correct. It was, in fact, Steve Jobs' I-Town that is not a real one.
Yeah.
I realize I asked the question incorrectly and tricked all of you with my higher fifth dimensional intellect. That's right, it was a plan, not a mistake. Epcot. Fordlandia was built by Ford in 1928 in order to complete his vertical tower of industry by supplying his own rubber for the famous Model T. Unfortunately, his Midwestern managers had no idea how to cultivate rubber in the rainforest, and in 1930, the workers grew tired of the American food that they were being served and revolted in the town's cafeteria. They cut the telegraph wires and chased away the managers and even the town's cook into the jungle for days until the Brazilian army arrived. Disney planned Epcot as a utopian city for his employees, and he would have complete municipal control down to updating homes with experimental new technologies whenever he pleased. A 30-story I'll read that correctly. A 30-story building was to be built right in the center of the city so that he and his wife Lillian Bounds could survey their domain. After Disney's sudden death in 1966, the project was abandoned. Of course, in many worlds where Walt's wife Lillian Bounds started her animation empire, the Lillian Bounds Animation Corporation, she was able to implement this utopian dictatorship first on her own Earth, and then on 27 others and counting, as she plots her dominance over the multiverse. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's see what that did to the scoreboard, huh? That did nothing, because all of you got it incorrect, all of you watching out there. Question 11. Which rapper was a co-founder of the failed Fire Festival? Was that Jay-Z, Ja Rule, Busta Rhymes, or E40? E40, of course, is a magnet known for his slurricane line of consumable matter, which I've been told is disgusting, just even for consumable matter, which on its own is just fundamentally awful.
You know, just get one Novocaine.
I mean, I had it once during a spring break, and, like, honestly, I've never blacked out faster, but once I gave up on, like, anything that was not my IV drip, which I have been using for the past little while, like, just my life has been changed, you know?
You're hooked up to an IV?
Yeah, it gives me all of my nutrients, so I don't actually have to consume matter. I can just add things into the fluids of my body.
Yeah, come on, Arthur.
That's not how that... Oh,
and our board is holding strong with Dumb Guy in first, Blargle in second, and Wise Guy in third. It's still anyone's game, though, so you can still join and win at 952-7989. It's the room code. What is the name of the movie where Pauly Shore and Stephen Baldwin are sealed in a closed ecological system? Biosphere, Under the Dome, Biodome, or a Jarhead? One of these is a hit 90s comedy where two slackers get locked into a closed ecological system. Some of the others are other movies, and one of them is just the Biosphere. One of you got it correct. It is, in fact, Biodome. Biodome was released in 1996. Shore and Baldwin play Bud and Doyle, two clumsy, dim-witted slackers who, while on a road trip, look for a toilet stop in what they believe is a shopping mall, which turns out to be a biodome where they are locked in for one entire Earth year.
Wow.
Let's see what that did to our scoreboard, huh? Dumb Guy proving yet still that they're not so dumb and holding on to first place. As we go into our next question, John P. Allen created which closed ecological system in the Arizona desert? Is that Biodome, Biosphere 2, Model Earth, or the Mall of America?
Wow.
Two of you got it correct. It is Biosphere 2. Biosphere 1 is the Earth itself. Biosphere 2 is the world's largest vivarium and research facility to study global ecology. From 1991 to 1993, 8 Biospherians sealed themselves into Biosphere 2 in order to demonstrate the viability of closed ecological systems to support and maintain human life in outer space as a substitute for Earth's biosphere. And I got a Fluval's fact fractal for you. John P. Allen's nom de plume was Johnny Dolphin, but he has no relation to Johnny Dolphin, the intergalactic tycoon behind Biosphere X.
Yeah, if anything, like, Johnny Dolphin obviously came first because he's grabbed people from throughout the time stream in order to, like, bring them all to the proper alignment. Like, I, for example, I'm from 2099, and I just... like, I've met some really interesting people in my time here. Like, for example, I met this really interesting Pisces who's from 2020 and just, like, would not come within 6 feet of me. It was so upsetting. I was like, listen, our physical bodies don't matter anymore. Like, we're here. Like, our spirits are all that matter. And they just, like, would not get anywhere near me. It was honestly a little rude.
Oh my god.
Dumb Guy and Blargle got it correct. Wise Guy is still not so wise. Let's move on to question 14. Dr. Doom is the supreme lord of what country? Is that Latveria, Wakanda, Sokovia, or the Dominican Republic? One of these is where Dr. Doom is the leader of his utopian society. Latveria, I just said the answer, but it's correct. It's Latveria. Cities in Latveria include Doomstadt, their capital, Doomsburg, Doomsdale, Doomsvale, Doomton, Doomwood, and Doom City. Let's see who got it correct and who got it wrong.
I mean, that sounds a lot like Dolphington and, like, Dolphinville. And,
I like Dolphin City. I like when they run out of names. They just run out of names like, well, it's just Dolphin City. And Wise Guy got it correct probably because it looks like Wise Guy may have answered last. It may have heard me say Latveria as I accidentally skipped ahead in the time stream a little bit. But I'm back now. I'm back located in your present. So that won't happen again as we move in to question 14. George Lucas directed which movie where the populace is controlled via drugs and android police? I think it sounds like a utopia to me.
Oh my god.
Is that Brave New World, THX 1138, Red Tails, or Howard the Duck? One of you got it correct. That was, in fact, THX 1138, which was developed based on Lucas's student film Electric Labyrinth, THX 1138 4EB. In the film's utopian vision, sexual intercourse and reproduction are prohibited, and the use of mind-altering drugs is mandatory to enforce compliance among the citizens and ensure that they can conduct dangerous and demanding tasks.
Oh my gosh, that sounds fantastic.
I hope that some of our interns are taking notes, because that sounds like a pretty good idea to me. Who got it correct?
God.
That was Dumb Guy holding on to their commanding lead. As we go into the final question, which song by the Ergs was inspired by the work of Isaac Asimov? Maybe I'm the New Messiah, The Clocks, Second Foundation, or Anthem for a New Amanda. Two of you got that correct. It was, in fact, Second Foundation, which is of course, inspired by the Foundation series, which also inspired the name of the karaoke app, Smule. Let's look at the podium. In third place with 5 out of 15 correct is Wise Guy. Not so wise this time.
No.
In second place, it's Blargle. And in first place with 9 out of 15 correct, it is Dumb Guy. Congratulations, Dumb Guy, on your victory. Proving your name is, in fact, truly ironic.
Oh my gosh.
Good for you.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic showing. Resident, I am so curious.
Yeah.
What are the first things you're gonna do when you ascend?
Oh my god, I'm so glad you asked. So I've been doing some practicing. I've been shifting. I've been doing some some reality ascension to try and get into a different mindset and see what might be on the other side for me. And first of all, I'm definitely gonna sit down in the Horsehead Nebula for a good long while and just commune. I'm totally gonna commune. And then I think I'm gonna just start wildly reality shifting to different books and fictional series that I've read, and I'm just gonna insert myself right into the main plot, and I'm gonna change everything, and I'm gonna make it all Aquarius themed. I'm gonna create a house of Aquarius and Harry Potter. I'm gonna create this amazing I'm gonna create an Aquarius world. There's gonna be so many things. I'm gonna make sure it's gonna be all over the place. It's gonna be amazing.
Are you gonna have all of the powers in all of these worlds?
Oh my god, and I'm gonna be able to change my appearance in them because I'm no longer being connected to my physical body. So I'm gonna be able to have whatever eye color I want, whatever hair color I want. I can just do whatever I want with my physical form. And that is really something that I'm looking forward to. I'm also really looking forward to being completely being able to just find knowledge, just be able to zoom across the universe into knowledge whenever I want. That's something that I just have so much trouble with in my physical body right now.
Right. Arthur, your whole group is supposed to be about finding knowledge.
Yeah.
Surely you know how to just collect it, filter feed it from the multiverse, right?
We collect it in books and on the internet, in articles. We collect
I love the
knowledge
internet.
so we can learn. And
It's so
You're just
slow
filter
though.
feeding it through the Wi-Fi. Oh my god, 5G.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my god, 5G's been so helpful in our
that's
thing to
not
help us
how
reaching
that
new level.
works.
I mean, listen, science man. You've been telling me this whole time, what works and what doesn't. And maybe what works for you doesn't work for me. And maybe what works for me doesn't work for you. And I think that maybe if, I'm reaching a higher plane and you can't, then that's your problem.
I'm Johnny Dolphin, and I'm proud to hear that so many of my fellow Biospherians are experiencing symptoms of Ascension. But unfortunately, I've also heard some less exciting news. Reports show that many of you have failed to live up to the high standards that we all expect out of our communities of achievement. Now I know that some of the items and food that you've grown accustomed to are no longer available. This is merely an opportunity for you to free yourself from the fetters of material existence. When you came to my world and gave up your life, name, and property, people just didn't understand. You just wanted a world where you can be a better you, where you can ascend to a higher dimension. But the cynics insisted you should stay on your homeworld. Misery loves company, and they wanted you to share their mundane, unfulfilling lives. Not only would that make you unhappy, it would make the people around you unhappy. And I'll let you in on the secret. Two groups of unhappy people does not a utopia make. Here on Biosphere X, we are making a utopia. Together, we can free you from the cycles of suffering that have plagued humanity for millennia. If you stay on Biosphere X, I promise you will never have to deal with any kind of distress ever again. After all, this is Biosphere X, where we'll write humanity's next great chapter.
Kiesel, you gotta stop him from taking over our feed. It is so annoying that this lowly third-dimensional being is able to take over our feed. I can't even begin to tell you.
I mean, I don't know what else there is to say. Mr. Dolphin's kind of like said everything. Like,
how do you respond to the claims that many of you aren't living up to his standards?
Yeah, it sounds like he's disappointed in many of your fellow residents. Resident 01022099-0945 S4629E.
I mean, he didn't name you, like, by name, but I felt like the implication was there.
Yeah, I felt like subliminally all that was there.
Listen, like I said, I'm an Aquarius, I'm an air sign. We're naturally more ascendant. We don't actually have to participate in physical labor. Listen, I don't want to, like, point fingers, but I do know that since we've replaced all of the cores of the trees that have been hollowed out by termites with crystals, the earth signs have not been doing their job as well. Like, they're the ones who work the mines.
Okay.
And, like, I'm not going to say that the space is overcrowded. I'm not going to say the space is overpopulated. I do think that, like, there are signs that are more like who are better for ascendancy. Like, I think that air signs are better for ascendancy than earth signs. Like, I think that maybe if you have to spend your whole life doing physical labor, then maybe you aren't meant to ascend. Like,
everyone on your planet should be participating in fixing this problem. You should be making food to eat, not living off of an IV. You are all in this together. Johnny Dolphin.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, there are some Tauruses who are able to more quickly ascend because they are doing the physical labor. Like, I did see a Taurus who just ascended right on the spot in the middle of working. Their entire physical body crumbled, and, like, I could almost see their spirit going up. It was amazing.
That sounds wonderful.
Wow.
Right?
I take back everything I've said about how this world is awful.
Right? This world sounds amazing.
And that's one of the things, like, I think people really just, like, that's why I believe that ascendancy is possible for everybody. You just have to work harder if you are an earth sign.
Closer to the
Arthur, are you an earth sign? Is that why you're so upset?
Yeah, Arthur. Is that
are you an earth sign? Is that why you're upset?
Oh, yeah, are you a Taurus?
What?
Are you an earth sign?
Are you an earth sign?
Are you an earth sign?
When's your birthday,
yes,
Arthur?
But that doesn't matter. That's not the point.
April, Arthur. Arthur, is your birthday in April? Is your birthday April 20th?
Are you an April Fool?
I was born on April 1st. Yes, thank you. Ha. It's been my entire life. But that's not the point. You should be fixing this. It's not ascending.
Wow.
You literally watched a woman die.
You should do that. Arthur, why don't you take some personal responsibility?
Also,
I shouldn't be taking responsibility. Johnny Dolphin should be taking responsibility.
That sounds like you're passing the buck a little bit.
Also, if your birthday is April 1st, then that makes you an Aries, not a Taurus, and that actually makes you a fire sign.
Yeah,
so...
But clearly a dumb fire sign, because he didn't even know what sign he was.
I
said Aries, so I thought it was, like, understood.
Oh my god, right?
Oh my god, right?
I studied astronomy, not astrology. They're different.
You should know then. You should know about the stars and their effect on our bodies.
The stars have radiomagnetic effect, yes, because they are essentially fusion plants, but they don't have
and what is fusion? Quantum mechanics. Oh my god.
And
quantum tunneling, all that stuff. Oh my goodness.
And how else do you think we're able to quantum jump? That's all that shifting is. That's all that we're doing is we are taking our minds and we are using, like, do you know about, like, when you can have two atoms that are, like, linked across, like, the multiverse? So, like,
all the way to
the atoms in my brain are linked to atoms in a different multiverse. Yeah. And when I think a certain way, I can shift my brain waves so that they match the atoms of those brain waves in the other multiverse, and I can change my consciousness so that I am actually in that body. And that's what I've been doing to prepare to ascend.
You physically cannot have quantum entangled the particles of your brain with particles in another dimension. That's not how quantum entanglement works.
Prove it, Arthur.
Sorry, have you studied my brain?
Arthur.
Sorry,
you studied her brain.
Come on, Arthur.
I mean, honestly,
Sounds like you studied stars, not brains.
I am so excited to ascend because I'm basically, like, when I ascend, I'm going to be so popular because I am an Aquarius, which basically makes me just like an aquarium. Like,
what?
I will basically be on the same level of a aquarium.
That's actually...
that is in no way true. You are not my equal. You are still a lowly third-dimensional being. You are not an aquarium. How dare you say that? How dare you, resident 010220999-0945S4629E? How dare you?
But I was just saying, like, I'm an aquarium. Like, I'm Aquarius. That's my sign.
Well,
that's not all you said. Yes, intern Charlene.
Before you do anything rash, like destroy the switchboard again.
Yes, intern Carol. What do you want?
Why don't we tell?
Oh, yes.
This Aquarius and all of Biosphere X what they want?
No.
Congratulations. Biosphere X.
Oh my god, I love winning things.
I am proud to announce that we will be giving you what you deserve.
Not again.
You will, as Johnny said in his last video, you'll see. That feels so much better. I'm glad that we took out all those lowly third-dimensional beings who think that they'll ever be my equal. I mean, come on.
Oh my gosh, absolutely ridiculous. There's nothing I like more than seeing rich kids
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Seeing a planet destroyed is everything I ever wanted out of this.
Beautiful. That is incredible.
Who knew that the human-constructed worlds blew up just as well as naturally occurring ones? I'm glad that we were able to do this science of our own.
Oh my gosh, right? Well, thank you so much, Fluval.
Thank you, intern Charles.
For creating this show today.
Absolutely.
We are all here for you, and join us all next week for Grand Trivia with Grand Trivia Master of the Aquarium Empire, Fluval.
That's me.
Good night.
Good night. And good luck.
Fellow Biospherians, It's become clear that even our utopia isn't free of cynics and skeptics. They're claiming that I, Johnny Dolphin, have left Biosphere X. They're claiming that I'm a con artist, that I build cheap planets and leave communities to die when those planets inevitably fail. This is patently ridiculous. As you can see, I'm in Dolphin Meadow right now. Now these cynics will tell you that these messages are all pre-recorded to address a planetary failure I knew was inevitable. This is patently false. If this wasn't live, could I show you this? I want to remind my fellow Biospherians of one simple fact. For every tycoon who helps people such as myself, there are 10 scoundrels who want to ruin that tycoon's reputation. Not only that, they try to use our utopian communities as a reality show for sick, alien entertainment. You know, if my messages seem a little out of touch, it's only because I am so focused on keeping you safe. I have given my all to protect you from unregistered media networks and terrifying fish creatures. I am Johnny Dolphin, your leader, your mentor, your spiritual guide. But most of all, I'm your friend. When all us Biospherians work together, we will transcend human being. And the best part is, we don't have long to wait now. Hello? Yes, this is Johnny Dolphin. You'll pay me 1 million quatlus to destroy Biosphere X on your show? Does the Pope shit in the woods? No, he does. He does shit in the... That's a yes.